Hey y'all, welcome back to Laura's Craft Zone. Now, this video we're going to be making the pages that are in our album. I did stop the last video. We made the book itself, and then we added in the binding system here, and we also added in these little flaps for our pages, but we're going to be adding the flaps, the pockets and flaps, the pockets with the little booklets, and a little waterfall back here at the back. Alright, so what I've done for this album is some of it, you know, the last few pages I've already done, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror this to the front. So your front and back are going to be the same. Page 1 and 2, so, or not 1 and 2, I'm sorry, but page 1 and page 12 are going to be the same. Page 2 and 3 are going to be the same as these two. 4 and 5 are going to be the same as these two, and these also have flaps here. And I did go ahead and I've done some of the pieces back here, so you'll kind of see what we're doing today. And then page 6 is going to be the same as page 7, just a simple flap. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I did go ahead and add my design paper here to the front and the back. So, and again, I've already done the back here, so I'm going to show you here how to make the waterfall. And page 1 again is going to be the same as page 7, so you're going to have two spaces here. You're going to have the space here with a little pocket. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's do the waterfall first. What I'm using is the Graphic 45. This is the Sun-Kissed paper pack collection. Now normally, I don't really like to use a paper pack because, I'm a little scared that I'm going to run out of paper. And that's another reason why I did not do cut all of the pages here, because I want to make sure that I have enough paper. Now let me tell you a little secret. If you don't have enough of paper, if you do decide, hey, I want to use a paper pack, you can always use colors that are coordinating to your paper pack for some of your flaps and pockets and all that good stuff. Alright, I'm going to be using Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress Ink. I will be using a bone folder, art glitter glue with the fine metal tip. I'm also going to be using, as the finished product, now I'm probably not going to do any of this on this video, but Jelly Roll pens. Y'all, these are perfect. I had a pack right here. Now, this is what I like to use. These are going to be your white Jelly Roll pens, and I'm just going to kind of turn it a little bit here so you can see what I've got. But this is what I like to use when I use the solid colored paper. You can just kind of go around the edges and do a little design. I also have these. These are going to be your pastel colored Jelly Roll pens. Now y'all, you can get Jelly Roll pens in all kind of colors. And I'm also going to be using my Wink of Stella brush. Now I haven't used this in a while, so I'm not even sure if it is going to work or not. See, it may be just dried up. But there we go. So I'm going to be using this at the very end. There will be another video that is going to show you the final book, but this is just how you put it together. Alright, so the outside I did not put anything on yet, and again you will see that in the final product. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with the inside front. So for the inside front and back, now these are going to be the measurements that you need for the front and the back. You're going to need 2 of each. So you're going to need 4.5 by 6 3/4, 4.5 by 6 1/4, 4.5 by 5 3/4, 4.5 by 5 1/4. You're going to score it a half on the long side. So for each of these, and I did kind of move my camera a little bit, so maybe I may kind of catch myself out of frame, but I will try to keep everything in frame. On your long side of each one of these, you're going to score it a half. So each long side, you're scoring it a half. And let me just show you here on the scoreboard. So you take your long side, score it a half. Take your next one, long side, score it a half. Alright, you're going to do that to all 4. So again, these are going to be your measurements. You're going to do this for the front and the back inside cover. You're going to need 2 of each. You're going to need 1 set for the front, 1 set for the back. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. I've already done all of mine. Now, you want to make sure that you pay attention to the length of each one, because I messed up on the back and I put this one where this one was supposed to go, so I had to take that out. But that's perfectly fine. Alright, so we've scored it. We're going to fold down. We're going to use our bone folder and just burnish that down. Now we're going to take our art glitter glue and let me get this little brown out. Now if you use a regular pen, sometimes, oh, it's not focused. Sometimes your glue is going to come out brown. You do not want to use any brown glue. They do make, I think it's stainless steel pens to go in these, but I lost mine. So I just stuck a regular sewing pen in, and that's a no-no. Alright, so we're going to add glue on our 1/2 inch side. Now when you do this part, you're going to kind of measure it up. You don't want to go on your little seam here. You don't want to go on the seam. You just want to go down and just kind of eyeball and measure it. Am I using the right flap? Nope. See, look at here. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all pay attention. See, I'm actually messing up and using the wrong one. So you're going to take the longest flap first. Lord help me. 4.5 by 6 3/4 is the one we want here. So 4.5, 6 3/4, fold, burnish. And now let's add our glue to our little 1/2 inch side. And just like before, y'all, you can always use score tape and glue. I like for my albums to hold pretty good here. Alright, so let's start this again. We're going to take it and just kind of eyeball here. That's what I like to do. I like to eyeball a lot. You will not really see me measuring, you know, from the design paper down. Before you push this all the way down, before you burnish this, you do want to make sure that it is where you want it. So I've got it where I want it. I'm going to burnish this down, open this up, burnish it down again. Alright, now the page that I almost glued down, we're going to add some glue to this one. And y'all, like I said on the other video, I'm going to try not to edit very much. I don't have my editing program. Now when you add your second one in, you're going to fold this flap down. Make sure that you're lined up, because you don't want one of your pages over this way, one of them over here. You want them all to be straight. Alright, so once you have it where you want it, burnish it down, lift it up, burnish it down, check it again. Okay, next we're going to take our 4.5 by 5 3/4 sheet, folded or scored, folded, burnished. Add your glue to your 1/2 inch side. Alright, again, we're going to put it, what we're doing, y'all, is we're butting it up right to the bottom of that one. Okay, just kind of place it down. And see, over here is out just a little. There we go. You can press down, flip it up. And a lot of waterfalls, and you'll see me do this as well on different albums, you have your smaller ones up front. Well, I made my longer ones up front, but you can always flip these around on certain albums and make them with the small one up front. Now, what you're going to do with the last one, this one is going to be your 4.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, so you can fold it down on your 1/2 inch, burnish. Now, with this one, because we don't want this little flap right here to show, we're not going to put it like this. We're going to flip it over. It's going to butt up to this. We're going to add our glue here, press it down. And when you do this part, do not go all the way to your seam here. Let's see. So see this seam right here? You do not want to go all the way up. You want to come down just a tad. Alright? So again, where you have it folded like this, don't put it down like this. Flip it over so your little flap is up. And you can hold it right here. You can add your glue here and then press it down, or you can just hold it up like this. Just make sure you pay attention. Alright, so add your glue. Okay. Now I'm going to fold mine, or hold mine right here, butt it up against, fold it down, but I'm going to bring it down a tad. I do not want it all the way to that seam. Now it is going to flat back up. It's not going to glue all the way down yet, which is what you want. Okay, line it up. You want to make sure that it's lined up and then press down. Okay, once you have it pressed down, then go back in, burnish it down. Okay, so see here? Simple and easy, y'all. Simple and easy. Now, for your corners, you can always round your corners. I have this corner rounder. This is the Crop-A-Dile. You can always use your corner rounder, just the little small punches. You can use a decorative punch, you know, to do your little corners. You can jazz it up, or you can leave it simple just like this. You see here, we do not have a little flap here. So that's perfect. Alright, so that's our front inside cover. Now let me tell you this. I do not have any magnets. I am in the process of buying stuff again to kind of rebuild my stash. There is a lot of stuff that I've got to get, and that is one reason why these albums are super simple, because I do not have a lot of craft stuff anymore. I did destash a lot a few years ago, but you could put a magnet here and put a magnet on this first one. Now, if you do this, make sure that you have a very strong magnet, because it's going to go through all of these pages. Because once it's laying flat, all of your pages are the same length. So make sure, you know, that you do that. You can always use ribbon. Now, I did forget to add my ribbon underneath my design paper. You can always put ribbon underneath here, put a piece of ribbon here, and that is actually what I was going to do in the back, but like I said, I did forget to put my ribbon under here. You can put ribbon here, tie it up. Alright, as well as this. See, I was going to add ribbon here, and I'll show you back here. I was going to put ribbon here, and then put ribbon underneath here. I did not do that. The reason why I did not do that is because this is going to hold pretty good. Like, it's really not going to need ribbon here to tie. However, you can put it here if you want to for decorative reasons. You can always jazz up your albums, y'all. I only show you how to make them super simple, super easy. Adding embellishments, adding ribbon, adding stickers, adding all this extra stuff, that is completely up to you. Alright, so page 1 and page 12 are going to look the same. So we're going to add a flap with a pocket, and it's going to look just like this. So page 1 and page 12 are going to mirror each other, so you're going to need 2 of each of these. Page 1, page 12. 2 5 by 6 3/4. You're going to score it a half on the 5-inch side. I'll show you that in just a second. You're going to need 2 that are 2.5 by 5.5. Score a half on 3 sides. I'm going to show you that as well. Alright, so that's going to be page 1 and page 12. Alright, see, I've already cut my design paper, and I will show y'all how to, or you know, how I do my design paper only on this first one. I'm not going to do it for all of them, but I will show you how I do my design paper, or you know, how I measure or whatever. Okay, so we're going to take our, let's see, 5 by 6 3/4. This is going to be your 5-inch side. On your 5-inch side, you're going to score it a half. Okay. On your, this is going to be our little pocket for the front. This is going to be 2.5 by 5.5. Alright, so you've got your 5.5 at the top. Half, flip, half, flip, half. Okay? We're not going to do it on all 4 sides, only 3 sides. Alright, so let's stick our pocket to the side. We're going to, we have it done there, so we're just going to fold and burnish. Alright, and y'all, I like to burnish pretty good, so I do, you know, press a little hard sometimes, because I do want it to lay flat. Alright, so I'm going to take my glue, just add on my little 1/2-inch side here. Okay, now, I want my flap to open to the right. If you want it to open to the left, you put it on the left-hand side. I'm putting it on the right because I want it to open to the right. So when you do this part, pay attention now. You want to go all the way to the edge without going over the edge. Before you press all the way down, lay it down and check it. make sure that it is laying straight. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to burnish that down. Alright, we're going to open it up, and I'm going to burnish again. Okay, fold it back down, burnish. Alright, like I said, if you wanted to put ribbon, you would put ribbon here and ribbon here on this top. Or a magnet. You can always use a magnet. If you use a magnet, use it on the underside and here as well. Put your magnets on and your ribbon before you do your decorative paper. Alright, so page 1 has a flap. So that's halfway done. Now we have to add a pocket. Our pocket is going to be 2.5 by 5.5. We have already scored. You're going to take and burnish all 3 sides. You're going to burnish 3 sides of this one. Alright, going to fold it down. Burnish here. Now, you're going to want to cut the tips, your little edges here off. And I like to cut mine at an angle. You're going to cut it right there to the edge. Oh, sorry. Right here to the edge. Just like that. And I'm going to show you something too. When you fold it, it may or may not, hold on, it may or may not, see that one cut off pretty good, have a little piece hanging here. If it does, just snip it off. It's no biggie. Just take your little scissors, snip it off. Alright, now I like to pre-glue this part down. When you do this part, let's see, do your little pieces, your little flaps, fold them down. Add just a tad of glue to your little bottoms here, just to the little corners. Press, burnish. Hold them for just a few seconds. Now when you do that, it is going to go ahead and make your pocket. So just like this. So you're kind of not fighting with it when you add it to your album. Alright, so now we're going to take it and we're going to add it right here on top of this. Now if you want to, you can add your design paper. I am not adding mine yet, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Alright, so we're going to add our glue. And I like to go not all the way to the edge, but pretty close. And you see, sometimes you just kind of run off the edge, and if you do, that's no big deal. Alright, so now we're just going to place it right on top of page 1. Alright, now for this, you're going to start on this side, because you want to make sure that it is not overlapping on this side. So, there we go. Alright, when you have it where you want it, burnish it down. So there we go. Okay, now for my design paper. I already have my design paper pre-cut, but what I like to do with my paper is I like to match up my sides, or my little pieces here. See, this is going to look, is this how it was? Let's see here. This may be my other half. Okay, anyway, I'll show you on this one. You kind of, me personally, I like to match up my pieces. And you do not have to do this. See, it just looks like one sheet that you cut it. That's going to be for the inside. So I'm just going to lay these two right here. That way I know where they go. Alright, so for this one, apparently I didn't do that. I don't know. But it's no big deal. Alright, but now this paper is directional. These are the little big part is up at the top. So if you have directional paper, pay attention, you know, to which direction you're going. Alright, now this was just one sheet, and let's see, no, this one wasn't. I'll show you on another one, maybe not. Anyway, let's just get to it. Alright, we are going to ink our edges. This is optional. You do not have to ink your edges. I just like to ink mine because I don't like the white on the end. It kind of blends it to the pages of your album. So you're just taking and inking up your edges, just kind of wiping the sides, and if you want to, y'all just go along like that. The more you put it towards the front, like the more you hold your dauber down and you do like this, you're going to get more on the page itself. So that's kind of why I just hold mine to the edge. Alright, so now I'm going to take, and again, this is directional. So I'm just going to add some glue right on top of here. And y'all, I never, ever measure my design paper. Never. I just kind of wing it. I lay it down on my sheet beforehand. Alright, I'm just going to tuck this down in. Before you press, make sure you have it where you want it. Okay? Now you see I did tuck it into the pocket. Alright, when you have it where you want it, hold it down, burnish. Okay? Now for the bottom half, same thing, you're just going to take and add your glue all the way around, all in the center. Alright, and then we're just going to take it and add it here. Okay? See how pretty that is? And y'all, this paper was so pretty that it took all I had to cut it. There's a couple of sheets I really don't want to cut. Alright, but now we have a pocket. Alright, and then on the inside, alright, we're just going to ink our edges. And for this part, y'all, like I was saying, if you do not have design paper, or you don't think you have enough of design paper, use just regular old plain sheets. Alright, see, I want to make sure that my two sides are the same. And y'all, that's just me. That's not, you do not have to do that whatsoever. That's just a personal preference or whatever that I do. I don't know why. Alright, so I'm just going to add my glue all in between. Okay. I'm just going to hold it. Now I do apologize for the shaking. I am nervous. It has been so long since I have actually done tutorials like this. Alright, so then I'm just going to add my paper. Now, let me show you what I was talking about when I cut my paper, and I never ever measure. I like to have about this much on the edges. You can make it less, you can make it more, however you want it. This is your album, make it how you want it. If you round your corners, because you can always round your corners, make sure that you round your corners on your design paper. Make sure. And see, I figured I'd forget, and that's why I did not round mine on this album. Okay. So again, see, I just like to kind of match mine up so that way when you put it here, it just kind of flows. And again, that's just me. Okay. So we're just going to add our glue. And y'all, you can always add score tape. You can always use Fabri-Tac glue. I just like art glitter glue. This. Okay, when you add your design paper, make sure that you do not go over your seam. You never ever want to go over your seam unless you're going to be folding this as well. And if you do that, you need to be careful. So there we go. Page 1 is done. Now, you can add, gosh, what you call these little things? Inserts. You can add little inserts. And these are not for this. But look, this is just a 4 by 6 1/4. And it fits perfectly down in there. So these are 4 by 6 1/4. You can always take these, add your plain paper here, use your little jelly roll pens for that. Now these, y'all, are going to go in the top. So I've got those to the side. Alright, so we have our front, inside, and number 1 page done. So now let's do number 2 and 3. Alright, 2 and 3 are going to be the same right here. So we're going to make pockets. Now these are little booklets. So each one of these is a little booklet. You can always use scraps as well, y'all. If you have like little small scraps, you can use them on these, on your little booklets. You can use your solid paper. You can use 2 paper packs, you know, whatever you want to do. But these are our little booklets that we're going to put in our pages here. Put these right here to the side. Let's go back to the front. All right. So page 2 and page 3. Okay, this is what we're going to have here. Let's see. Making sure I don't make flaps out of these because, oh, these are our booklets. Okay. I was about to be like, oh, Lord, I've messed up. But these are our booklets for this one. All right, so for page 2 and page 3, you're going to need 2 of each. You're going to need 2 3 3/4 by 6. You're going to need 5 3/4 by 6, 5 3/4 by 4. You're going to need 2 of each. You're going to score it a half on 3 sides. These are your pockets. Okay? So I've already done mine. I'm going to show you here. Alright, so you're going to take your 5 3/4 by 4. Now this is your 5 3/4 by 4. 5 3/4 at the top. Score it a half, turn. Score it a half, turn. Score it a half. Okay? Now for your, and y'all, you're going to do that twice now. We have 2 of those. For your 5 3/4 by 6, put your 5 3/4 at the top. Score it a half. So your 6-inch is all the way down. Sorry. Score it a half, flip, score it a half, flip, score it a half. Okay? So this, you have 3 sides done. You've got 2 of those. I just knocked my glue down. Okay? So let's make our pockets. We're going to start with the big ones first because you do want your big ones at the back. Your smaller ones are going to be sitting on top of that. Alright, so let's take, we're going to fold, burnish, fold, burnish, each one of these. And y'all, if the camera shakes, I do apologize. Okay. We're going to snip our little corners. And y'all, I could have already had all of these done, but I wanted to make, you know, a good bit of the album with y'all. Alright, I'm not going to cut that one all the way. I'm going to show you what happens if you get a little tag at the bottom there. Alright. So when you fold this up, see how we have this little teeny piece here? And y'all, I'm trying to see it on my end. Alright, see that little tiny piece? You're just going to take it, snip it. See? Gone. Alright, same thing on this side. If you have one, snip it. Alright, fold your sides in. A little glue here. A little glue here. Fold this down. Now, if you are working on more, let's see, where did I put my little paper clips? My little clothespins. You can always use little clothespins to hold them down. Here's a little clip here to hold that one down. Alright, so we're going to do all 4 of those. So I'm just going to stick this one to the side, fold, burnish, fold, burnish. Now, if you want to round your corners for your pockets, make sure you do that. And again, make sure that you round your design paper. Y'all, please remember that these are paper crafts and no 2 are ever going to be the same, no matter how hard you try. Crafting is fun. I know it can be stressful for some folks. I do get stressed out sometimes. But y'all, please remember, this is fun. Like, this is a stress-relieving hobby. Alright, we're going to press that down. I'm just going to take my clips from here, put them onto here, because it doesn't take but a few seconds. No 2 cut is going to be the same. No 2 nothing is going to be the same, y'all. Yes, as much as we want everything to be perfect, it's paper. And some of you may notice when you get your paper from some of these paper packs, they're not the same either. Like you may get a 12 by 12, well it may be just a 12 and an 1/8 by 12 and an 1/8. Alright, let me fold these in. But again, y'all don't stress, have fun with it. Have fun, fun, fun. Okay, I'm gonna hold that for a second. Just take my little clothespin, take my little clip, just clip them together. See, these are held so they're ready to be put in. Let me move that one. Alright, take our last pocket, fold and burnish, fold and burnish, fold and burnish. Okay, we're going to snip our edges. I didn't really realize how much I missed crafting until I started again. And Lord, have I missed it. I love selling my jewelry, but it was, I have to say, it was very, very stressful. So this is a good change of pace. Alright. Just gonna clip my little edges. Just like that. Alright, see, all of these are done. Now if you're gonna round your corners again, go ahead and do that now. So let's see here. Alright, let me put this up here. And y'all, I'm in a very small space now, so I try to keep, you know, everything right here. In reaching distance. Alright, so here are my pockets. Alright, we're going to start with the largest one first. Okay, so it's already glued down. All we have to do is add our glue. And if you want to trim these little corners, go right ahead. If you want to round them, go right ahead before you do this step. And some people like to go ahead and add their design paper before they actually glue it in the album. So you can do that. Alright, I must have a little piece of glue stuck up in there. Uh-oh. Take my little pen. Just kind of clean it out there. There we go. Sometimes that happens. Uh-oh, I did it again. So I may have to change my glues, because I don't see it coming out and I'm pressing it. There we go. Alright, see how that came out? That's okay. Spread it. Add a little more over here since that did take me a second. Alright. Now, we have our glue. We're going to take it to the edge. You want to take it to the edge and to the bottom. Again, y'all, I'm sorry for shaking. Alright. Make sure that it is lined up. Press it down. Okay. And y'all, the good thing about using glue is you do have a couple of seconds to move it. Like with score tape, once you put it down, it's down. But with glue, you do have a few seconds. Alright, now I'm going to take my smaller pocket and put right on top of here. If you're going to round your corners, do that now. Alright, let's add our glue on our 3 sides. Something else, if you are not comfortable making the little corners here, or making the little 1/2 inch stuff with your scoreboard, if you do not have a scoreboard, hold on, let me put this down, y'all. All the way to the side, all the way to the bottom. If you do not have a scoreboard, you can still do this. Hang on 1 second. Sometimes y'all get a little focused and I can't talk and craft at the same time. Alright, if you do not have a scoreboard, you can still make pockets. You do not have to have a scoreboard for your pockets. What you can do is just simply, like, just pretend these aren't even on here. This is just your sheet. Run a strip of glue all the way around. Like, don't, you know, go everywhere. Just run you a little strip here on the edges and then glue it down. You don't have to have these little pockets. Now, we have little pockets because it does give you, you know, a little more space. Alright, so we're going to take it. We're going to go to page 2 here. Now, we did do 3. So we're going to do 2. And it don't matter what order you put them on in. Okay. Alright, now let's take and let's put this down. Now this time we're going to go all the way to this corner, bottom and left side. Okay, there we go. So you're going to hold it, burnish it down. If you ever feel like it is glued on the inside, take your bone folder. You can take, let's see, I've got this little pick here. You can take your little pick, just run it down in here and just pop it open. Because sometimes, y'all, that glue will stick on the inside. Alright, now let's take our last piece here, our small pocket. You will glue this pocket on. If you're going to round your corners, y'all, make sure you do that before you glue it down, or else you're going to be pulling it off. And I've done that plenty of times. Alright, we're going to go to our bottom corner. Okay, make sure we're all the way down. You're going to burnish. The good thing, y'all, about these, the EK tool, this bone folder, is you can burnish on this side as well. So just burnish, 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 because you want that glue to stick. And ta-da! We have our pockets. Now we need our booklets. So for our booklets, you're going to need 2 each. You're going to need 4 3/4, 8 1/2, 6 1/4, 8 1/2. You're going to score at 4 1/4 on the 8 1/2 side. All right. So this is what we have here. So this is our 8 1/2 side. You're going to score at 4 1/2. You've got 2 of these. All right, 8 1/2, score at 4 1/2. Okay. And for your smaller ones, you're going to have 8 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay, you're going to score that 4 1/4. All right. So let me just take our little booklets. Let me move these. I'm just going to stick these in here because I'm not going to add that right now. So all you're going to do is you're going to take, fold them, burnish. Okay, fold it in half, burnish. Okay, now if you wanted to add ribbon to these, y'all, you can add ribbon to these. If you're going to add a magnet, you add your magnet on the inside. If you want to add ribbon, you add it to the outside. Okay. Now, if you are going to round your corners, you want to do that part now. Round your corners, round your corners, round your corners, and round your corners again. If you're going to add ribbon or magnets, go ahead and do that now. And look how easy that is. So we have our booklet here. We have our small booklet here. Ta-da! Sometimes you have to wiggle these. Alright, my glue must be stuck down at the bottom down there. So like I told you a while ago, we're just going to take our bone folder, and you don't want to go like really, really hard. You just want to go all the way to the bottom, run it across, go all the way down, run it across. Okay? And take your booklet. See? Much better. Much, much better. And yes, I know this is sideways. Let me straighten this back up here. So there are your booklets. Okay? It's kind of hard to see because I don't have my design paper on. Alright, so that's our booklets. That's our pages 2 and 3. Okay? So now we are going to do pages 4 and 5. Alright, now these I need to add my ribbon. I already have my ribbon cut, so that part is already done. Alright, so what we're doing is just like this. Okay, so we have our ribbon underneath on both sides, okay? Because this is going to tie up just like this. And y'all, you can choose whatever ribbon you want to. You don't even have to use ribbon. Let me tell you that now. You don't have to use ribbon. I just have it on here because I wanted to add a little something to it. We're going to make a half pocket. We're going to have a flap opens to the left, flap opens to the right. So you're going to have, see, this is your ribbon underneath here. You're going to have your 3 spaces here, space here. Once we turn it, or once we close it up, you're going to have your pocket here, okay? Now, if you don't want to add these pockets, don't add them. This is your album. Make it how you want to. Alright, so pages 4 and 5, you're going to need 4 of each. Alright, 4, 5 by 6 3/4. You're going to score a half on the 5-inch side. These are the same as page 8 and 9. Okay? For your pocket, that is going to be right here, your little side pockets, you are going to need, let's see here, you're going to need one of these, a 5.5 by 6 3/4. You're going to score a half on all 4 sides. I'm going to show you this. You're going to cut in half on 5.5-inch side. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so these are your measurements for your flaps and your little half pocket here. Okay, these are your measurements. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to set this one to the side. Here's our flaps. All right, we're going to score just like this. This is your 5-inch side here. Your 6 3/4 side goes all the way down. 5 inches at the top, score it a half. You're going to do that 4 times, okay? So you're going to score them, fold, and burnish. Let me move my little ribbon over. Fold and burnish. When I fold and burnish, I like to start in the center. I don't like to start on one side or the other. So you just take it, press it out. That's just a personal preference. All right. So now, if you want to round your corners, do that now. If you want to add a decorative punch, do that now. Even on the side, I did order me a decorative punch because dumb me, and I will say that, y'all, stupid me, I got rid of all of my stuff. So this is the Dolly punch. This is the one that I'm going to use on some albums. If you have a border punch, they're called edge punches. I got mine from Amazon. If you have a border punch, you can always do that now. So whether you round your corners, you do a border punch, or you leave it just like this, that is your choice. All right, now I'm going to put my pages to the side because we need to glue down our ribbon. Do not forget your ribbon if you're going to use ribbon. Let me put this up because I'm done with that for now. Okay. If you're not going to use ribbon, don't worry about this part. Okay. And y'all, I just kind of eyeballed mine. I don't even know how long these pieces are. Let's see what they say. All right, so we're over 12 inches. Or we're going to be about 12. 13, 14 and a half. 14 and a half inches is how long my ribbon is. 14 and a half is how long my ribbon is. You do not have to do that. You do not. All right, let me grab my tape here because I am going to also use my tape. Now, I just eyeballed mine. When I put mine in, I just kind of eyeballed it to the center. So I'm going to take, and y'all, you can use one long piece. That way it runs all the way across. I didn't. I just used just a little piece here. And you're just going to take one of your little ends. Now, y'all, you can always use score tape on the bottom of this. Plus your tape. Plus your glue. Plus your tape. That is up to you. Now, I do like to put a piece of tape down just to make it hold. Alright, we're going to take this one. And I'm kind of going to try to line it up with these back here. It does not have to be perfect. Remember, nothing in crafting is ever, 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 ever perfect. All right, now you're going to take and just press down your tape here. Okay, so it is glued down, plus it has the tape over it. Again, if you want to put score tape underneath, you can do that. And then I actually think I did on the back side there. All right. So I'm just going to leave that one hanging right there till it dries. All right, over here, add a little, and y'all see I'm not measuring nothing. I'm not really that stressed about it. So we're going to take our other two pieces and do this one over here. All right. Just kind of tack it down. Add a piece of tape. Now this is just Scotch tape. This is stuff that I use at Christmas around the house. Nothing special, nothing at all special about that tape. Okay, put that one down. Add my little tape. All right, take and burnish that tape down. Okay, so now we have our ribbon end. So now we need to add our flaps. So we have already cut our flaps. We've already folded our flaps. And you have already punched or border punched or left them alone, just like mine. Just leaving them alone. All right, so I want one on each side. Y'all, I'm just cleaning this off. All right, so I want a flap to the right and a flap to the left, so it does not matter which one you put on first. All right, you're gonna add, oops, your glue. See right there where I run off the edge? Just wipe it off. All right, so we're gonna put one here, go all the way to the side, top and bottom. Don't press this down yet. You want to close it because you want to make sure that you're not hanging off the edge here or here. Once you have it straight, then you press. All right, so we're just gonna burnish that down. Open this up, burnish that down. Okay, ta-da! So now we have one flap. We're gonna add another flap to the opposite side here. So we're just gonna take, add our glue. Alrighty, just like that. And we're going to, again, go to the side. Don't go over your little mark here. You want to go to the edge of your paper. And I'll hold this up so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, again, before you press it down, lay it down. Lay down and then press. Alright, take and burnish, 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 burnish. And again, y'all, sometimes I like to press really hard. Alright, open it up, press it again. Okay, so see here, we did not go all the way to our seam. Trying to make it show up on camera. Alright, but we have a seam here. We did not go all the way to the edge of that. Alright, so there's our two flaps. Alright, we're going to do the other side. Same way, same exact way. We're just going to add our glue. And again, y'all, if I'm off camera, I do apologize. If I'm in your face with this, I do apologize. If it does not focus, I apologize. Alright, we're going to go to the edge. Lay it down, then press. Okay. I'm going to take my bone folder, press this down. Oh, something I wanted to ask y'all too. If you know of any videos or anybody that is destashing craft supplies, please let me know. Alright, so you're going to press down here. So now we have a flap here. Alright, now we need to put our other one in. Like I said, y'all, I did get rid of pretty much all of my stuff. So I'm having to rebuild, restart. And Lord, the price of everything nowadays has skyrocketed. And if I knew now what I knew then, I would have never, ever, ever, ever got rid of any of my stuff. Alright, so I'm just making sure I'm to the edge. Lay it down. Press. Okay. So I'm pressing, burnishing, open up, burnish. See that little bit of glue right there that come out? Watch this. Ta-da! It's gone. Alright, so now we have our flaps on here. Okay, if you do not want to add this little pocket right here, don't add it. This is completely optional. This is up to you. Now I'm going to show you how I added my pocket. So this is going to be our, let me get my little paper here. This is our little 5.5 by 6 3/4 score half on all 4 sides. All 4 sides now. Alright, you're going to take it. It does not matter which way you put it in here. We're scoring on all 4 sides. Put it in, score to half, flip, score to half, flip, score to half, flip, score to half. Alright, so we've done that part. Now we are going to take, and where did I put my cutter? Right here. Alright. So, on your short side, this is your short side. This is going to be your 5.5 inch side. Let me show you. This is your 5.5 inch side, your short side, not the long side. This is important. It's really not, but it is. Alright, this part, you're going to take 5.5 inch side at the top. You're going to take this corner and this corner. Now, I've used this cutter so much I have a little line here. So I'm just going to take one edge and the other edge. Make sure, now y'all, you want to pay attention. Don't just put it in here and just willy-nilly go to cutting. You want to make sure it is straight. Once you have it in, cut. Ta-da! Now we have 2 pockets. Okay? With our 2 pockets, just like we did before, you're going to fold down, burnish. See how we have this little extra tip? We're going to take care of that in just a second. Fold down, burnish all sides here, all pieces, both pieces. Okay. And y'all, if I work a little fast, I do apologize. But I kind of like to get mine going because I know you can always stop, pause it, whatever. All right, we're going to nip these little corners here at the edge. I like to do that part first. Now I'm going to fold this down. See right here? Just cut that off. Fold this one down. Again, just cut it off. Ta-da! Okay, now you want to glue your little tip, your little edge down. Take me a little clip so I can do the other one. See how it popped up? That's alright. Put your little clip on there. Same thing with this one. We're going to cut our little corners. And when you cut this, you want to go to the edge. Alright, fold that down. Cut that off. Fold down. Cut that off. Okay? Now, this one, you're going to flip it backwards. We're not going to glue, but one at a time. Don't glue the other one. I'm going to show you why. Alright, so do not glue this one. I'm going to show you why now. You've glued this one, right? Okay. This one is going... Alright, let me pay attention here, because you want your flaps to be right. And if you want to, you can clip these together. Make sure, you know, your ribbon is on the right side here. And I'm trying not to put my hands all in the way. Alright, so you can clip that there. Okay, we have this one. Okay, you want this piece of ribbon out of the way. This piece of ribbon out of the way. Now you want to make sure that you have it folded right. Alright, if you want this one down here, go for it. But I wanted my left side to flap open in the front. On this side, the right side is going to flap open. So for this one, see how my pocket is? Alright, that is going to be the left pocket. Now, if we went ahead and just glued this one down, because that's the way we folded, we would have 2 left pockets. So for this side, we're going to flip this over. because once you flip that over, turn it over, it's going to go to the right side. All right, so we're just going to do one at a time. We've already done this one. So if you're going to round your corners, round your corners. And I did leave mine kind of pointed. Add your glue to your little flaps. Alright. Now we're going to the bottom, side, and bottom. Do not press down until you have it where you want it. Alright. Once you have it where you want it, then you can press it down. So let's burnish, press, burnish, burnish, press both sides. Again, if you do not have a scoreboard, you've got your little pocket, you just glue on your sides. You just glue on the sides there. So again, you do not have to have a scoreboard. Alright, so here is our pocket to this side. Alright, so this way, this time I'm going to take this off and move this over and put it over here just to get this out of the way. Alright, now we're going to throw our little ribbon up. Make sure your pockets are your flaps are the way you want them. Okay, I want the left one to go down, the right one to be on top. So before you go gluing this little piece, make sure you have it folded the right way. Okay, so I've got it folded. Gonna tack it down just for a second. You can just hold it, burnish these little sides down here while you're holding. Okay, if you're going to round your corners, you want to do that part now. If you want to use your little border punch, you want to do that. I'm adding my glue. Okay, now I'm going to the bottom right hand side, put little corner to corner. Okay, then you're going to lay down and press down. Make sure before you press, you have everything lined up right. Okay. Now you can press, burnish, rub, whatever. There are several types of bone folders. There is no particular one that you have to use. This is just one that I absolutely love. Now look at here. We have our flaps with our ribbon, our little pocket. Ta-da! Alright, so now last page. Alright, I'm just gonna move these to the side. This is page 6. Page 6 and page 7 are the same. We have a flap. Okay, so for this one, page 6 and 7, and again, I've already got my design paper cut out. I'm just going to stick it to the side. Page 6 and page 7, you're going to need 2 because you're going to need one for page 6, one for page 7. 5 by 6 3/4. You're going to score it a half on the 5-inch side. 5-inch side is going to be your short side. 6 3/4 is your long side. Okay, 2 of these. All right. I'm gonna be done lost my glue. All right, 5-inch side, 6 3/4 side. Score it a half. All right, you need 2 of these. One for page 6, one for page 7. So we are just gonna take it and lay down, burnish. All right, if you're gonna round your corners, round your corners. Add my glue. Look, y'all, look how easy this album was. Okay, I want my flaps to open outward. I'm putting it on the edge. So go all the way to the edge. Before you press down, lay it down. Make sure that it is even. You do not want a piece hanging here or here, because if you lay it down wonky, it is not going to look right. All right, press it down, open it up, press down. Look, y'all, look. If you want to add a magnet, if you want to add a ribbon, you're going to add your ribbon here and here. If you want to add a magnet, you're going to add your magnet to the inside here and here. Okay, like I said, I do not have magnets right now, so I did not use magnets, but I don't really think the album needs it. So 6 and 7 are going to be matching. So ta-da! All right, so this is going to be just here, and see how these two come from, you know, the same paper, the same page. See? So that's all I'm going to do now, y'all. Now I'm going to add my design paper, and I will do all of that off camera. I will be adding the booklets in here. I will also be designing the front, you know, put my front paper on there and everything. All right, I'm just going to lay this right here. Now, for your pockets up here, wait a minute, let me just put this to the side. For your pockets, each page is going to have a pocket. So you're going to need 4 by 6 1/4. You need 6 of these. 4 by 6 1/4. 6 of these. If you want to round your corners, which I did, now this I did round my corners on. You're going to round your corners all 4 sides. You can round them on just the tops. You can do this however you want to. Now let me go ahead so I don't forget. And I did use the 1/4 inch side. This has a 1/2 and a 1/4. I did use the 1/4 inch side. You always want to pay attention to which side you're using, because when you put your design paper on, you want to know which side you are punching. All right, each page, and I'm going to stand it up, is going to have a pocket up here. See, page 1, which is right here, is going to have an opening. So each one of mine, I added the little flaps. Now, if you do not want this snug, you can always cut it down. Some of mine are going to be snug. If, once I add my design paper on here, and y'all, you don't even have to add design paper or solid paper. I'm adding solid, not design. Once you add your paper to this, first check it. First check it with, you know, just your little single piece here. If you think it is too tight, make sure that you cut a little off. Now I want to pay attention. So let me just hold it up here. Alright. Right here. Because some of these, y'all, may be a little snug. And if they are, you just trim it up. Okay? So I may end up trimming these up some, because I want them to pull in and out nicely. So I may make those 4 by 6. I might cut these down to a 4 by 6 instead of a 4 by 6 1/4. Alright, but y'all, that's it. That is it. So you're going to have your pullouts at the top. You have your waterfall as your front and back, because again, I did mirror mine. So this is your page. This is the front. This is page 1. You're going to have a pocket. So ta-da. So you can actually use these. These are 4 by 6 1/4. You can use these here. You've got your space here for photos. You have page 2 and page 3. These are your pockets. Page, what is this? 4 and 5. These are going to be your flaps with the ribbon. And again, you don't have to do this part. And your little pockets here. Page 6 and page 7 are just simple flaps. Alright. 7 and 8. Really cute. You've got your little pocket here. Then you have your pockets here. You're going to add booklets here. If you do not want to add booklets, just take you some scraps. By this point, y'all, you are going to have some scraps that may fit in these little pockets here. So you can just use those. And then for the back, it is the same as page 1. Space here, here. You've got your pocket here, and then you have your waterfall here. So y'all, how easy is this album? Alright, now I'm going to add my design paper to everything. Oh, one more thing. I have ribbon here and ribbon here. I will be adding this blue ribbon that I picked up from Walmart for $1. I am going to add this here and at the back for my closure. Now this is the closure. Now these are, you know, tucked into here. So I'm going to have blue ribbon for my closure. You can always make your ribbons match. You do not have to have, you know, different color ribbons. You do not have to have a closure. If you don't have ribbon, don't worry about it. Your album does not have to have a closure. But ta-da, check it out. All right, and our album is, let's see, 5 by 7. So our album is a 5 by 7 album. I had asked y'all what size you wanted me to make, and you said 5 by 7, so here you go. My next album that I'm making a 5 by 7 is going to be landscape. So it will be this way, so it'll open this way. So, all right, y'all look, even if you wanted to open this one this way, you can do that. Like, there is no wrong or right way to make an album. Look, you can make your album go this way. Your flap will fold down, photo here and here. You've got your little pockets, add your little pullouts or your booklets. Y'all, you can make this any way you want to. All right, anyway, 5 by 7. Our paper pad is, if I can grab it, Sunkissed by Graphic 45. This is a pack that I had in my stash, and I have so much paper that I do not need to buy any. I need to use up what I have, so I'm not sure if this is even available anymore. This is just what I use, something out of my stash. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I am so glad that y'all are back watching. I know a lot of people have said they're glad that I'm back. Well, I'm glad that you guys are back, because I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried that nobody was going to watch anymore. So, this makes it even better for me. Like, I am so happy that I have everybody with me. All right, y'all have a great evening, morning, day, night, whatever it is where you are. Y'all have a wonderful whatever, and I will see y'all with our next album. I will be showing the finished product in the first album, and then I'll show you how to make the cover, and then I'm showing you how to make this part. So this will actually be video 3. So y'all have a great time. I hope you enjoy this album. Make it your own. Have fun with it. Please do not stress about it. All right, I love y'all. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.